You may ask yourself what is going on here, and at the end of the show, I will be asking for your help. Thank you. It is Saturday, the 27th of August 2022. It's a blistering hot day here, but not as hot as some parts of China. Let's go into this first article. China Three Gorges Dam has no water to discharge, and this is the flood season. 51 rivers have dried up, 24 reservoirs empty, no rain and excessive heat evaporates water. So let's go, first of all, to some of the other dams that I have managed to capture on video for you. Now, there are no new pictures of the Three Gorges, but I can show you what it possibly can look like. The first picture was when it was under construction, and you can see how low the levels were. This is when they were actually raising the water levels. This next picture is when the levels are around about 145, 150, and another one looking like that, and another one even looking lower than that. It's still operational because, again, there's a lot of water underneath, and it'll take a lot of drought for the actual dam, the reservoir dam, to disappear, but unable to produce electricity because there's no water coming upstream from Chongqing. It's just slowly sort of going up and down, but only by centimeters at a time. With that, we can have a look at the levels for you. Just going to have a look at the Three Gorges. It says it's gone up at 145.51, and the input and output. Input is 9,300 and the output is 8,400. And let me give you some of the levels from another website over the last 3 days so you can see what is happening there as well. The satellite images look like this. This is from the 25th of August, and this is from Zenithal Hub, I think Zenithal Telescope number 2. And with that, let's have a look at the weather for the next couple of days, just concentrating on the drought area, basically from the west to the east of China, central China, the Yangtze Basin, otherwise known as the Furnace of China. Now, as you can see, there is some rain coming over the next couple of days, but nothing really to write home about. And as the article from the very beginning of this show mentions, as soon as the rain hits the ground and it's like 43 degrees heat, then it's just going to evaporate. It needs a really heavy downpour for days or weeks for the drought to end, or to, you can say to end, or life can sort of go back to normal. Life is not normal in many places in China because of the lack of electricity. So you can see from on the pictures here, and I'm going to give you some articles as well of some of the lakes and rivers which have sort of do have a bit of water in it, but they are basically dried up compared to levels from before. And this is the sad thing, that there is sort of a lot of social media or videos on social media. In China, they have TikTok, but it's called Douyin. And here you can see these beautiful young girls seeming to have a lot of fun and saying there's lots of water, there's nothing to worry about. This is going out as propaganda for the Chinese people itself. You can't find this video on regular TikTok, but if you go to Douyin, that's Douyin, you can see a lot of images there related to it. But do be careful, after a while Douyin will block you. The biggest freshwater lake in China, this is called Puyang Lake, is really dry. And you can see, first of all, on the map, and you can see some of the images here of what it's actually like. Let's take a break, and I'll be back after this. And welcome back. This is international news, and the thing is that China is not actually, if you go to Global Times, it's sort of like small articles which are coming out, and they're saying that there are problems in other countries. Yes, there are, but I think in China it's the most severe at the time. Here's an article from Wall Street Journal. And to cope with the demand for power, for electricity, they have tried to produce more electricity by the old-fashioned method of coal. Even though China says we're the most green country in the world, well, they're still operating and building more coal facilities, so to speak, to produce electricity, coal mines like that. Of course, when there's droughts, there are going to be forest fires. One person, one cigarette can chucked out of the car window, bam, it's going to happen. And this has happened around Chongqing with the population of 35 million people. That's not just Chongqing, the city, it's the actual autonomous region there. And you can see some of the firefighters trying to put out some fires here and doing a not bad job according to this video. But the after effects you can also see here, which is, well, can I say, after the fire has been extinguished. And if you do have an electric car or an EV in China, well, this is not the time to have one. Now, that's all I got about China, but I would like to thank all the brand new subscribers because finally I reached my goal of over 31,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for your time. But I am going to ask you for a little bit of help. But first of all, I'm going to take a break and going to be back. At the very beginning of the video, you saw this. And you may have thought, what is going on? Well, let me explain. Yesterday, beautiful Soapy, my girlfriend, was out shopping, and when she came back into our compound, into our sort of small village, she heard this cry of a little cat. Meow, meow, like that. And this poor cat has just been left in the garbage or very close to the security entrance. And we don't know how old this is. We can reckon maybe it's like 2 or 3 weeks old, and it was crying non-stop, starving, hungry. Now, we tried to feed it some normal cat food, milk down, but not interested at all. We do have some kitten food because Tokyo likes that. And this morning, very early, Soapy went to the vet and got some milk, etc., etc. We're not too sure whether to keep the cat, but cats are expensive, and this is when I'm sort of asking for help. If you do, and you can, and I will really appreciate this, support this cat for now. The milk that we had to buy for the cat, we couldn't find its mother. Excuse me, I told you it was hot. The milk that we bought, and sort of the the doctor's fees or the veterinarian's fees were sort of like about $80, which is just beyond my actual price limit, my charge. We do have people searching for the mother, one of the road cleaners who knows the area very well. We have asked her for the help to see if they can find the mother. Not too sure whether to keep the cat, but Tokyo has been a daddy cat or a mummy cat and been looking after the cat. And it'd be real great shame if the two were separated. I think Tokyo would be heartbroken. So we are considering keeping it, but I am asking for your help. I'm being very humble related to by supporting this channel financially by super thanks, and then we can raise this cat. In this country, unfortunately, there are no cat shelters, no homes for cats. They're just left out on the street to fend for themselves, and definitely this cat couldn't. The good news is, after the milk, etc., etc., the cat actually had some sleep and it stopped crying. It did cry all night, starving, hungry. So, a super thanks or a membership or through Patreon, all the links are in below, and I will do a weekly update of how this cat is called. I think, we're not too sure if it's a boy or a girl. We forgot to ask the vet, but it's incredibly light. It's smaller than my hand here. And that's what I'm asking for. I hope you can. You don't have to. But do go over to the Tokyo channel, and there, if I get up to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of viewing, then that money can actually go towards the Pickle Foundation. The first year of a cat is rather expensive, and I really just can't afford about 2,000 American dollars for the first year. I am retired. Yes, I am on a bit of a budget, but this is a time when I'm being very humble, and I think I'm waffling. So let's leave it there for today. Thank you so much for your time. My name is James, and I will see you soon. I will leave you with Tokyo and Pickle.